What if I told you that in the darkest corners of a forgotten world, a myth was born, not by destiny, not by prophecy, but by delusion? A boy, chasing shadows of a fantasy only he believed in, gave life to a lie so elaborate, it became truth. This is not the story of a hero. This is the tale of an idea, one whispered into the void by a child who dreamed of power and was answered by the world. Shadow Garden, a name that slithers through the underbelly of kingdoms. An organization cloaked in myth, feared by kings, hunted by zealots, and dismissed as fiction by fools. But beneath the illusion lies something far more terrifying: precision. It began with Sid Kaganu, a boy from another world who died nameless and reborn, with only one obsession: to become the eminence in shadow. A master of strings never seen, always feared. To the world, he's a madman. To his followers, he's a god. But here's the paradox: he never meant for any of it to be real. Sid didn't uncover a conspiracy. He invented one out of pure fantasy. A fabricated cult, a tragic curse, a battle against Diablos, all to amuse his own delusion. Yet fate, irony, or perhaps something more eldritch, breathed life into his imagination. He found Alpha, a dying elf, mutated by a curse he claimed existed. With nothing but nonsense and charisma, he convinced her of a lie. That lie awakened her purpose, and from that one spark, Shadow Garden was born. One turned to seven. Seven became hundreds, a network spanning continents, operating from the ancient capital of Alexandria, with technology, economics, and military might rivaling empires. Each member, possessed, broken, abandoned by society, rebuilt under one creed: lurk in the darkness, strike from the shadows. But what gives Shadow Garden its power isn't their numbers, it's their belief in a phantom war that may or may not exist. In a leader who speaks riddles, vanishes without trace, and shatters armies with a single step, yet believes none of it is real. Shadow is their sovereign, their myth, their god. He shares inventions from a world long lost, trains them with martial arts not native to this land, unveils philosophies no sage can match, and still believes he's just playing make-believe. Gamma turns his words into empires. Beta records his every gesture as scripture. Alpha wages wars in his name. Yet he walks among them, blind to the revolution he's ignited. Shadow Garden is not just an organization. It's a mirror of the world's sickness, its cruelty, its delusions, its thirst for salvation. Where nations manipulate the people, the cult of Diablos corrupts bloodlines, and the Holy Church sanctifies silence, Shadow Garden exposes truth with a dagger's whisper. Assassinations, infiltrations, cures for the possessed, corporate takeovers, shattering of ancient sects, proxy wars hidden in plain sight, all orchestrated unknowingly by a man who still believes he's just acting out a fantasy. And perhaps that's the greatest irony of all, because the world now bends to the delusion of one boy who wanted nothing but to play villain in the shadows, and in doing so, became a sovereign over darkness,